In some of my previous videos, I've already shown you how you can create an ebook using AI, but this time I wanted to find out which AI tool could create a better ebook worth selling. Because when you think of it, not all AI tools are actually created equally, especially in terms of ebook writing. So I tested the same prompt on 5 different AI tools to see which one could produce the best, most sellable ebook, and honestly, the results surprised me. Now, to make this a fair test, I used the exact same ebook topic and the same prompt across all 5 tools, from writing to structure to the tone of the voice. So to find out which tool could really deliver that kind of result, I'm going to be looking at 4 things. The first is how easy the tool is to use. The second is the quality and originality of the writing. The third is how well it's going to structure the ebook. The fourth is whether the final output is going to actually feel like something I could edit and sell, of course, with as minimal editing as possible. Now, before I run this test, a solid topic and hook is required, because no matter how good the AI tool is, if your topic doesn't connect with what people actually want, the ebook is not going to sell. So I did what I normally would recommend for beginners. I already looked at what's already selling on Amazon. I've checked communities, question and answer sites within my niche to see what people are actively looking for solution to that I already have some sort of experience or knowledge in. And once I had that, I'm going to be using the same prompt across all 5 tools, same topic, same structure, same tone, because that way, the only thing that will make the difference is how smart the AI tool is. Now, to keep things realistic, I am going to be going with a topic that a lot of people are curious about, and I'm going to be going with how to stay motivated even when you do not feel okay. Also, I've gone ahead to write down my prompt in a Word document so you can see it, and you can see it's really detailed, because like I always say, the more detailed you are with AI, the better and more refined your results are going to be. All right, let us start with the first tool, which is ChatGPT. Now, this is a tool that a lot of persons are familiar with, a lot of persons use. Now, this is what every other tool is going to be compared to. And now I'm just going to go ahead and impute my prompt. I split my prompt into 2 places. I have the entry prompt and my experience prompt. Of course, you can simply pause the screen just to see the details of the prompt. My entry prompt simply contains some details about the overall concept of my book, the topic, of course, the intended audience, the emotional core of my book. So I'm going to copy that, head back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to paste that. In the last line, I'm simply saying I will be pasting my own experience below, which will help frame the major details of the book. So hold on. I don't want to put everything in one, so I get as quality of an ebook as possible. So I'm going to click this, and ChatGPT is saying, okay, go ahead, paste your experience. Now, in the next prompt is where I put in my experience, what has worked for me, some of my knowledge. So I'm going to copy that. And also in the ending, I say create a 20-page ebook. I'm specific, not 20 chapters on, of course, my topic. And I'm also saying the above is a few of what has helped me. Give it a lot more context and with relatable examples, because what I gave is simply a rough draft. You can also add other helpful habits as need be that you know can help with staying motivated even when not feeling okay. Now, the ebook should first of all call out the pain point, validate my audience frustration, reassure the helpfulness of this ebook, and then provide solutions. So you can see I'm giving AI the way I want the momentum to be built with regards to the ebook structure. And lastly, I'm saying don't add M dashes. If you know what M dashes mean, it's that long line that always appears when AI is giving you any sort of result. I don't want that, because it simply screams AI. You can see it here. If I see any ebook that has way more M dashes than normal, it's just going to scream AI to me. So I'm going to go paste the second of my prompt here, and I'm going to click on enter. So I'm going to sit back and allow ChatGPT do the heavy lifting for me. Now, ChatGPT has given me the title and how the structured outline is going to be. So now it asked me again, you want me to expand this outline into the full ebook text? And I'm going to say yes. Now, ChatGPT is confirming the tone, which is pretty much, I would say, good, because it wants to know it's not assuming. So I guess I'm going to be adding another prompt to this, and I'm going to also use that for other AI tools. So now I've gone ahead to add the tone. I wanted a mix of both gentle and comforting narration style. Length preference and formatting should be divided by short sections. And I'm going to go back and add it here so that I'm going to make sure every of the other tools get the same prompts. And I'm going to click on enter and watch AI do the job for me. Now it's asking me again, would you write it as if it's your voice? Meaning I'll use I for your personal stories and experiences you shared earlier, or should I write it as a neutral author narrator speaking on your behalf? I'm just going to simply write my voice, obviously. This is an ebook. I like the fact that it's trying to get the tone, trying to get the pacing, the structure to ensure it delivers as good as possible. It's telling me how we're going to proceed, the pacing and everything. It's going to send the first part an introduction, and I'm going to approve the flow, tone and pacing. So I'm just going to click on yes because I'm done with giving any more prompts. And I'm going to sit back and it's going to give me finally. Now ChatGPT has given me the introduction, going ahead to give me the chapter 1 as well as up till the chapter 3. The first thing I noticed was the fact that it still added M dashes even when I told it not to. So I'm just going to go copy that and I'm going to a new Word document. I'm going to paste it. This will help me to be able to fully score this AI tool and give an honest verdict. Now it's saying, would you like me to do part 2? I'm just going to simply say yes because I'm not giving any more prompts beyond that. And it's going to go ahead and give me, which has an estimated length of about 1,200 words. I'm going to go simply copy that again. And I'm going to go back to my Word document, enter a page break, and I'm going to paste that here. So I'm going to say yes to the part 3. I'm going to click on enter. It's doing that for me. And finally, the part 4, which is 10 to 14. I didn't expect the chapters to be this much though. So I'm going to say yes as well. And I'm going to sit back and watch ChatGPT do the work for me. So now it's done with all the chapters from the introduction to the conclusion. I'm just going to go collate it into the Word document so we can really understand the quality and originality of the writing and how well it structured the ebook and whether this thing is actually worth editing and selling. So I'm going to go off the camera and do the collation, after which I'm going to give my verdict on this AI tool. So now I have gone into Word document and I've gone to collate all of the chapters together from the introduction to the conclusion from which ChatGPT has already given us. Now, in terms of how easy this tool is, of course, ChatGPT is easy and super beginner friendly. And one thing that I actually give hats off for is the fact that it's trying to confirm some certain things about the ebook style to ensure that it is giving results just as close as possible the way I would like it, in terms of finding out the tone style and the pattern, the number of words, whether to break it in chapters or not, and all of that. So it is super easy, beginner friendly. In terms of this, I'm going to score it 9 out of 10. For the quality and originality of the writing, I would say it also did well in terms of writing human-like, trying to communicate emotionally. And when you actually read through it, it is something that someone can read and may not exactly tell that, okay, this was 100% AI. However, one thing I wasn't really happy about was the fact that it still went ahead to go heavy on the M dashes, even though I had told it not to. And that is one of the things I believe may need work in terms of ChatGPT. And for the quality and originality of the writing, I'm going to give this 8 over 10. Now, whether the final output actually felt like something I could edit and sell, first of all, the M dashes is going to take a whole lot of work to start taking out, except I go back to ChatGPT and ask it to remove the M dashes, which I already did in the first place. But just this as it is right now, this is going to take me a little bit of work trying to remove the M dashes. And if I'm not going to remove the M dashes, I think it may not need as much work because it communicates the way that I would expect the ebook to communicate to my ideal audience. For example, you can see chapter 2, redefining what motivation really means. It brought about this title itself, and it also helps to pull in the viewer even more to understand better and get the most value from the book. based on what I'm trying to pass across. So if I should read the first line saying, many people think motivation is about feeling inspired all the time, waking up with energy, excitement, and passion, but the real motivation doesn't always look like that. Now, this is enough to capture someone's attention from the beginning of chapter 2. And of course, this is exactly how I want the pacing and momentum of my book to go, and actually saves me a lot of time in editing. So this is actually something that I could edit and sell, and for this, I'm going to give it an 8.5/10. Now, this is great. This is already on par. Is there any other of the following 5 tools that I'm going to be revealing in this video that can beat ChatGPT or even match it shoulder to shoulder? And for the next tool that I'm going to be going with Chat On. Now, Chat On is also an AI tool. It's actually a writing assistant, and actually it's pretty much new in the game, but can it actually meet up to par, up to standard, or even better? So I'm just going to go ahead straight into it. I'm going to go and add my prompts. Now, do remember that I made all the necessary adjustments based on the prompt I already gave ChatGPT, just to ensure that every other tool gets the exact same prompt, the same pattern, the same number of words or characters in the book, the same tone, every single thing. So I'm copying it and I'm going to Chat On, and I'm going to paste the first prompt, which is the entry prompt. And I'm telling it the last part. I said I will paste my own experience, which will help frame the major details of the book. So hold on, and I'm going to click enter, and it's giving me the go ahead to share my experience. Now I'm going to go back, copy all of the experience prompts, including every other detail that I added in ChatGPT, and I'm also saying don't add dashes. I'm going there and I'm pasting it inside the Chat On AI, and I'm clicking on enter. And I'm just going to sit back and see how Chat On is going to really do the work for me. Now, if you notice, this is somewhat similar to ChatGPT, as it has also outlined like the introduction, the pinpoint, reassurance, giving me the title and everything. And it has gone ahead to ask me, would I like help expanding any of the specific sections or ideas, which is similar to what ChatGPT did by trying to ask me, confirm what I want just to be sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say expand everything, and I'm going to click on enter. And it's going ahead to expand every single thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and copy it. So I'm just going to copy it and put it in a new document, just for us to be able to score this tool and give it an honest verdict. I'm going to be clicking the copy here, and I'm going to go to a new Word document, and I'm going to just paste it here. However, what I did notice was the fact that this is just about 5 pages, and the expansion wasn't really good. First of all, it bulleted everything. It's supposed to flow like an actual ebook, but what I'm seeing is 1, pinpoint, 2, reassurance, 3, purpose. I mean, who writes an ebook like that? This is screaming rough drafts. So I went back, and my thinking was probably the way I worded it, saying expand everything. So it probably just give a little expansion. So I'm going to say expand each section / chapter from the introduction to the conclusion. Now, if you recall, in ChatGPT, we actually had to, expand them in parts, because ChatGPT was the one asking, saying, okay, should I expand part 1, which will consist of the introduction to the chapter 3? And all I had to do was yes. Let's see how smart this AI is. Now, this AI is literally doing the work, expanding it. It seems like it's a bit more expanded than what it gave us initially. So again, I'm going to go ahead, copy from the introduction all the way to the conclusion, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to paste this. If you notice, this is the exact same thing it gave us. This is 5 pages, which is not up to 20 pages. Now, if we look at what ChatGPT gave us, ChatGPT actually gave us 14 pages, but when you actually think of it, this is before it's actually edited, because of course, first of all, you have to take the chapters to new pages. You may want to edit the fonts, the font size, the alignment, which could actually help to boost the number of pages. Now, this one is a far cry, just 5 pages. This is just like an expanded rough draft, which is not what I want. In terms of the ease of use, did it feel smooth or clunky? I would say the ease of use wasn't that good, because it's like I'm repeating myself just for it to understand, and it still doesn't get the point. So for the ease of use, I'm going to give it 6/10, because a lot of things I gave it in the prompt, it did not follow it. I told it I wanted it to be 20 pages, it did not follow that. The number of words, it did not follow that. And even, the tone, the pattern, it did not follow that. Now, in terms of the quality and originality of the writing, I'm going to have to give this a 5 out of 10 because, just think of it. Imagine writing an ebook like this. And the first thing it says is life can be overwhelming, whether it's the demands of work, personal relationship, or weight of your own expectations. There are moments you feel emotionally and mentally drained. You might wake up each morning feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, questioning your ability. Now, this sounds okay, but it's a bit more generic. It doesn't emotionally attach itself to the viewer's expectations because this sounds like AI. It doesn't exactly go ahead to build up the momentum the way it should. Thirdly, how well did it structure the ebook? For this, I'm going to give it a 3 because first of all, when you're structuring an ebook, you should structure it in the way you expect viewers to read. You cannot structure an ebook and start writing pain points, reassurance, purpose, defining emotional and mental drain. It's just a poor way to actually, structure an ebook. Maybe because this is still a new AI tool, maybe it may still need a lot of, work in the future. But in terms of right now, it's not just good enough. And in terms of whether this final output would actually feel like something I would edit and sell, I'm going to say no, it doesn't feel like. I wouldn't want to edit this because it's going to feel like I'm editing everything from the scratch to finish. And it's not just sellable. You need to understand that when people are looking for a solution in the form of ebook, it is not because they cannot find some answers online or they cannot ask AI itself, but they are looking for answers based on your own standpoint, your own knowledge, your own experience, something that has worked for you. You don't want them to buy an ebook and they feel like it is 100% AI talking to them. So whether this final output actually feels like something to sell, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. ChatGPT is currently leading on this one. Now, mind you, I'm saving some of the ones I think is best for the last. So you want to stick around to the end of this video. Can this next AI tool actually do way better than this one, meet up to par or standard with ChatGPT, or even blow it out of the roof? And the next AI tool I'm going to be using is DeepSeek. Typically, I've actually only used DeepSeek in terms of some sort of research, questions, and all of that. But can DeepSeek create an ebook that is worth selling? Now I'm going to jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and post my first prompt. So I'm putting it in here and I'm going to click on enter. Now DeepSeek is already going ahead to give me the ebook outline, which I was expecting it to hold on at first. But it says, I want to acknowledge what you're doing. You're not just writing an ebook, you're building a lifeline for the ambitious and exhausted. I'm ready, please paste your experience. And it goes ahead to give me an outline, which I think is pretty much weird because one of the key things you would appreciate about AI is knowing when to write and knowing when to listen. Anyway, I'm not going to pay attention to it. Remember, I'm sticking with the prompt. I'm going ahead to write my experience. That's the second phase or the second part of my prompt. I'm going to copy that. I'm going back to DeepSeek and I'm going to paste it here. I'm also saying don't add M dashes. And this is something I noticed about the last AI tool was at least it did not add M dashes. So I guess that's a win. So for DeepSeek, let's see what it can do. I'm going to go ahead and click on enter. And I'm going to leave it to do all of the work or the chunk of the work for me. So now DeepSeek has gone ahead to give us everything about the ebook based on my prompts. And I'm going to copy it from the beginning. I'm already getting a weird feeling. Anyways, I'm going to copy it and put it in a new page. Now, for this one, this is actually 7 pages. And what I don't seem to understand is why the ebook's name changed. The gentle drive, how to keep moving when you are running on empty. This is not the name I give it. Then there is the page 2, a note for you, the weary dreamer. If you pick this up, it's not because you're lazy, it's because you care. You have goals, people who rely on you, and a dream inside that hasn't gone away. Even though you feel exhausted, you might be lying in bed scrolling on your phone, whatever it is. But I think this is not bad, but it's not good enough. In an honest review, I may not think I find value in something like this in terms of the way it was being worded. For example, when you see something like you're not just tired, you're carrying weight and it's physically, mentally, and emotionally draining, it seems generic, like something AI would say. And I'm not exactly sure the angle it's actually coming from, because when it says you're carrying weights, you need to actually break that down. People need to know that this book is actually for me. Again, if you look at page 7, it says something like, as you wisely said, not everyone deserves to hear your heart. It's not supposed to be in a second person expression, which I already made clear in my prompt. If a reader is reading this sounds really off. Now, in terms of how easy the tool is to use, I would say it is easy to use in terms of you putting your prompts and all of that, but not so easy to use in terms of the fact that it doesn't take note of every of the prompts. In the prompt, I spoke about words I want, which is 4,000 words, which is not even up to maybe a little bit over half of 4,000 words. I wanted a 20-page ebook, and this, no matter how much I try to edit it, I cannot just exactly get 20 pages out of this. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. And this ease of tool, I'm talking in terms of ebook writing, not in terms of the general features of the tool. Now, the second one is in terms of the quality and originality of the writing. It seems a lot more generic, robotic. I'm also going to give it a 5 out of 10 in terms of this. Now, in terms of the structure of the ebook, first of all, it changed the ebook title. Like, who does that? Second of all, the content, the way it structures the chapters, they are not exactly emotionally driven. They do not connect the dots. They do not, attract people to make them feel like indeed this book is for them. I mean, the truth about motivation, it's not a light switch. This is 100% looking AI. You see your invisible backpack. I mean, who speaks like this in an actual ebook? This is so poor. In fact, I'm going to give it a 4 over 10 in terms of the structure of this ebook. Finally, can the output actually feel like something I would edit and sell? It could be editable, but I'm going to have to do a lot of work. So that way it is not saving me time, because I have to add a lot of human connections, and it's not something that I can leave a chunk of it inside, put a price tag on it and go about selling. So for that, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, ChatGPT is literally beating them up. But I strongly feel that some of the AI tools that I'm going to be revealing next can actually meet the standard. And I have a little bit of faith that it can actually even blow it out of the roof. And the fourth tool is Cloud AI. Now, do note that all of these tools I'm all using them on the free plan. Now, for Cloud AI, I'm going to go ahead and apply my prompts first of all. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to just paste it, and I'm going to go ahead and click on go. And it's giving me the go ahead to take my time, and it's going to help me transform my experience into a resource. So I'm just going to go ahead again, copy the experience prompts, and I'm going to go paste it in Cloud AI. I also said don't add M dashes. So Cloud AI has gone ahead to say, before I begin writing, I want to clarify a few things to make sure this ebook is exactly what you envision. And this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for clarity. I'm looking for something that wants to know what I'm thinking. I want to be as on the same page as possible. Now it's asking me the title confirmation. Are we sticking with the title, or would you like to explore any alternatives? Obviously, I'm sticking with the title. So for this, it's going to be in first person, obviously. Then the additional strategy beyond what you've mentioned, that's what I wrote in my experience prompt. Are there other specific habits or practices you want me to include, or should I add complementary ones that align with your approach? Add complementary ones, obviously. So like I said, I'm not going to give any more detailed prompt more than that. So based on the questions it has asked me, I'm going to give a reply based on what I expect. So I've gone ahead to confirm that in the text box, and I'm going to click on enter. So I'm going to sit back and relax, and you can see it's doing the work for us from the introduction all the way to all the chapters. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy it just so that I can be able to give an honest review. As you can see, it's really detailed based on just what I've given it. And I'm going to paste it here. First of all, you can see this is about almost 5,000 words. So you can see the list, 4,000 words, probably in case you're doing a little bit of editing, removing things, whatever, but over 4,000 words. And this is 13 pages. And like I said, when you are trying to format it, probably moving to chapters to a new page, trying to edit the font size, do some alignment, that would adjust the number of pages and could increase the page to almost 20 pages. Now, if you look at this, you can see if you're reading this, chances are you are exhausted. You can see the way it calls out the core audience, not the kind of tire that a good night's sleep can fix, but the deep bone-weary exhaustion that makes even the smallest tasks feel like climbing a mountain. Can you see the way it tries to connect with the human emotion, connect with the actual pinpoint of the audience? And even I myself, trying to place myself in that pinpoint, I can already feel the connection. And I love the way it really builds it up. And here's what makes it worse. You are not lazy. You are not unmotivated. You're not giving up. You're just tired, mentally tired, emotionally tired. If you actually bought this book and you started reading from the beginning, you will be thrilled to stay to the end to see what value this book has for you and how it can help you. Why? Because the momentum, the pacing with which it is building is drawing you in. It has a human-like communication to it, human-like emotion to it, which is what I love. By the way, if you'd like me to leave a compiled document of each of the results from each of these AI tools so that you can check them out yourself and see the level of smartness or communication they can use for an ebook, just comment the word document in the comment section and I'm going to drop a link to the document so you can actually see for yourself. Now, in terms of how easy this tool is to use, I would say it's 100% easy. I gave it the prompt, it understands the prompt, it even tries to give a summary of the prompt. Then I gave it the second prompt and it asks very specific, tangible questions that relate to how valuable, how good the ebook is going to come out. I love this tool. And it didn't go ahead to keep asking me questions over and over. Should I do this? Should I do that? Which I think in some way ChatGPT did when he kept asking me, should I give you part 1 or should I give you part 2? Even though I already stated I want an ebook. So the ease of tool, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Very easy. Now, in terms of the quality and originality of the writing, was it too generic? Was it too repetitive? I'm going to say the quality is top notch. The originality is amazing. If you look at it, you can see the way it connects. It's like it syncs itself with the audience, the core audience, their pinpoint, and tries to bridge that gap in terms of communicating rightly. You can tell in terms of the words it uses, the way it frames the word. So in terms of the quality and originality of the writing, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It blew me out. Now, how well did it structure the book? I love the restructuring. First of all, that it didn't use the word chapter. It used the word strategy, which is much more key when you are writing an ebook that is providing solutions. And using the word strategy actually aligns the brain, the fact that, okay, this is something I can do instead of writing chapter like as though it's a storybook. So it structured the book so well, I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. Then can the final output feel like something I could edit and sell? Honestly, this is something that I can actually even take and just do the most minimum edit, and anyone who is reading it, first of all, would not be able to tell it's AI. Second of all, they're going to find the exact value that I'm trying to pass across in this ebook in the exact way that it should be passed. And I think this is something that I could actually edit and put a price tag on it. So I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. Now, the next two I'm going to be talking about, I haven't tried it for ebook before, so this is, of course, I'm trying for the first time, but I do have a good experience with it in terms of how uniquely it positions its words. And now we're going to test to see if it can actually do that in terms of ebook writing. And the tool I'm talking about is Grok AI. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in my prompt. Can it actually give me something good? I'm really looking forward to what it can do, honestly. And I'll paste it here and I'm going to click on enter. So I'm telling it, hold on, I want to paste my own experience. So it's trying to understand the request. However, it's already giving me a proposed ebook outline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, copy the experience prompt, and I am going to paste it. I'm clicking on enter and I'm going to sit back and see what magic Elon Musk's AI is about to do. So it's understanding the request and it's pretty much doing the work. So it's going ahead to give the book. I think one of the things I would say is that it didn't go ahead to ask me any further questions to align its thoughts with mine, which I won't say it's bad as long as it gives me something good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it from the beginning to the end just so that I can give my honest review on it. So first of all, it gave me just 6 pages, which I am not so happy about. it gave me just about 2,000 words, which is like about half of the number of words that I wanted, meaning that it did not follow the prompt thoroughly. And the introduction is you wake up and the world feels heavy. I think this is not so much of a good starting point. It starts like the middle of a pacing, the middle of a momentum, not something that should be started at the beginning. Your goals are still there, shining like distant stars. I mean, this is not something typical that would resonate with a human being or connect with a human being who needs to stay motivated when not feeling okay. Still, scanning through it, you can see ambition is a double-edged sword. It fuels our dreams. I think this is more coming from the kind of ebook that is not trying to connect emotionally. It's just giving it to you as it is. And I think that's one of the things I really notice about Grok AI. It just gives you as it is. It doesn't need to pat you on the back. It just tells you as it is. And I think in some ways, this pattern of writing could help people, but maybe not exactly under this kind of ebook title. So now, for my honest review, I have actually skimmed through it. For the ease of use, I'll say it was pretty easy to use. I put in my prompt and it gave me, but it did not follow exactly all of the prompts. It didn't give me the exact number of pages or something close. It did not give me the number of words. It did not even follow the emotional tone that I wanted for it. So for the ease of use, I'm going to give it a 6/10. For the quality and originality of the writing, the quality of the writing I would say is fair, but for the kind of ebook I'm going with, based on the emotional connection I needed, I don't think that I may just go with this pattern of tone. So for the quality and originality, I'm going to give it a 6/10. It does have a unique originality to it, but not just what I want. Now, how well was it structured? I do like the fact that it didn't give us chapters. It didn't break it into like, oh, strategy 1, strategy 2. It just builds it all the way down, which is still typically good. However, I do not like the topics it uses for the beginning of each of the sections. Finding stability through trusted conversation. It's like turning it into a corporate language, but the whole essence of the ebook is trying to connect to the audience at the point where they are. So for the structure of the ebook, how well it's structured, I'm going to give it a 5.5/10. And whether the final output felt like something I could edit, like I said, for the pattern, the tone, the way it posed itself, for some ebooks, those are necessary. For some kind of audience, the straightforward language may actually work, but for the kind of ebook I'm using, and given that I have already given it the kind of tone that I want, this is not what I want, and this is not something that is going to come easy when I'm trying to edit it. Yes, of course, it's something I could edit and sell, but it's going to take me a lot of time. So I'm going to give this a 6.5/10. Now, after testing all 5 tools using the same prompt, the same topic, now the clear winner was Claude AI, because I did love the fact that it followed through the prompts. It wasn't asking me multiple questions, and in fact, it put everything in one place such that I only had to copy it once, and everything was intact following the prompt. It also followed the human-like connection, connect to the audience where they are, which is something I really love. It has great quality in terms of writing, originality, and I love the way it structured the ebook in strategies. And this is something that, of course, in less time, I would like to actually edit it and sell. So my final thought is that if you are serious about creating an ebook that actually sells, not just a free PDF guide, you want to go with Claude AI or ChatGPT, but Claude AI gave me the cleanest and most market-ready output with minimal editing. Now, if you want to know how I actually created an ebook from start to finish, a full video where I show you step by step how I go to select my niche, find out questions, pain points of people that need solution in real time, how I deduce that, and how I craft the ebook together, how I edit it, compile it in a document, ready to sell immediately as an ebook, then you want to click the video you see on your screen right now to check out the full tutorial. Ciao.